Sonny, Jared went through a stretch in the middle of the season where you guys lost the 4 in a row, and his numbers weren't as good. How much of that was him? How much of it was the opponents? How much of it was other guys not maybe doing what they needed to do to support him?
Yeah, I think it was probably a combination of a lot of that. I mean, we didn't play as well up front as we had played probably, or played at the end of the year for sure. And that obviously has an impact on your quarterback when when you have some matchup issues and you struggle a little bit in pass protection. We had some injuries at some receiver spots. Some guys went down that were guys that he kind of counted on and relied on. I think that made a difference. And what happens when you lose a ball game like we did against Utah, that you turn the ball over 6 times, you feel like you got to win. Sometimes that is a little bit tough to get over. Probably lingered a little bit more than it should have for us as a program. The important thing though is that he got the ship righted at the end of the year and played better football, and he got us where we needed to be, down the stretch. And so, I think anytime your quarterback plays well, that's because a lot of people are playing well, and anytime he doesn't play well, it's because you're struggling as a group together. So, I think that had as much to do with it as anything else.
We saw Aaron over here get taken off. What was his deal? Was that?
Yeah. He's got a collarbone injury. I'm not quite sure to what extent yet. We'll know a little bit more.
What do you? Everybody talks about the triple option, but what are your impressions of Air Force's defense? It looks like they're basically 3-4.
Yeah, they are. Odd front defense. The front moves around a lot. They blitz quite a bit. Blitz a lot for a service academy. The other outside linebackers are good athletes. They got some length and some size to them, and they run around pretty well. Good quickness inside. If they're three down linemen, I'm impressed with their ability to slant and cross people's face and create issues both in the run game and the passing game just by playing aggressive. And then on the back end, when you blitz as much as they do, they end up playing quite a bit of man coverage, and so they're a team that does both on the back end, some zone, some man, but they've been a good man coverage team. Their corners have some length, their safeties are big, tall guys as well, and the thing that's probably been the most impressive about that unit is just their ability to make competitive plays on the ball. When they've had the chance to make interceptions, they've made them, and they compete really hard. They do a good job getting the balls out.
When you look at Aaron Cochran, how different of a player is he from last spring?
Yeah, I mean he's really different than he was at the beginning of the year. The biggest thing with Aaron has just been getting his confidence. I think that's been the only thing holding him back. I mean, he's had the physical tools. He came in, he was going to be a bit of a project just because physically he needed to get so much stronger, and he's still not anywhere close to a finished product yet, but he's so much better than he was, and he's worked incredibly hard. He's had a great attitude. I think he really is enjoying playing football. I think he's having fun, and when a guy's having fun and starts to play with confidence, and you have the kind of tools he has, you wake up one day and you're a really good football player, and I think he's headed there quickly.
Yeah, he said that he kind of found his passion for football. Can you just kind of see that?
Definitely, and I think all those things go hand in hand. Is when you get a little stronger in the weight room and you move around better, that gives you a little confidence. When you have confidence, your performance is better. When your performance is better, it's a whole lot more fun. And so, it's a process. It really is. And the good thing about him, he's worked incredibly hard. He's gone through the process the right way, and you're seeing the end result now.
For a guy as big as he is it easier or harder in your blocking scheme for him to adapt?
It's both. It's both. I think when you have the kind of size he has, you have a huge advantage because, running around you is hard. And running through you is hard because you're a hard guy to run around and you're a hard guy to run through. And so from that simplistic standpoint, that's a positive. The negative when you're as tall as he is that sometimes guys get under your pads, and you got to learn to be able to really play with your hips low and get your pads down lower. And he's still learning how to do that. But but his size and strength and length always are going to give him a big advantage.
You guys aren't as spread up there as some people who run your scheme, right?
Yeah.
So that helps him because if it was spread, he'd have more space to move around to block.
Yeah. I mean, I think we are a little bit of both. We're kind of a team that week to week changes our splits up front. Depending on what we see and what we're trying to accomplish. A lot of it depends on are they going to go out there with us? If we keep splitting out, will they keep widening out with us? Or are they going to play inside? So there's a lot of factors that go into that, and we've done both. When you have big splits, you have to play on a little bit more of an island, and it's a little bit more of a one-on-one game.
Right.
And sometimes, again, when you're as big as he is, you can get beat a little bit off the ball at times. But he's again, that's the area where he's probably improved the most. His sets are better. His ability to get off the ball and then have confidence in his technique is a lot better than it was. And so, again, we're starting to see some really good things from him, but we're nowhere near the ceiling at all. So we're looking forward to seeing what the finished product's like.
Anybody else? Okay.
Okay, thank you guys.
Appreciate it.